This anime adaptation has been nothing else but perfection. As a manga reader, I read the manga like two times already, but I feel like that isn't enough. But I'm just more than happy by how Dandadan is being treated by the studio. This season has been nothing more than insanely hype and beautiful. I definitely will make an in-depth video breakdown of a couple of scenes that I really like that were in the past season and in this one so far, and making like comparison to the manga. But for the sake of this short video, I just want to express my utmost and sincere joy of being a manga reader and just witnessing how it is transforming into animation and how they have been improving the story even more. Like, sure, you could say that every anime adaptation tends to like extend scene, mostly fight scene. But I love how Saru has changed and added details that make this story have more sense, making it more impactful and even adding extra quirky references that make Dandadan even more unique than it already was, in my opinion. Like, for example, back in season 1, when Okarun enters the dark creepy tunnel, he brings a flashlight. But in the manga, he doesn't. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be stupid enough to go into a dark creepy tunnel without a flashlight. Although you wouldn't even find me attempt to go to a tunnel. No, sir. And that little detail like makes it more believable, the situation. Let me give you another example. In the manga, Nessie was already a Shin Godzilla reference, but they went along and actually made another more obvious reference of the atomic breath scene with the exact steps that Shin Godzilla does when he does it. Like, when I saw that, I was so happy. That was such a great anime exclusive scene. I'm gonna give you 2 more examples. In the Evil Eye manga fight, Okarun defeats Evil Eye with 1 set of 20 reps of squat. In the anime, however, he does an insane 5 sets of 20 reps of squats, that being 100 squats in mere seconds. That was such a great addition. Like, in the manga, the moment was still already very high, I'm not gonna lie. But making him do 5 sets was just brilliant. And it just makes his training pay off even more. The last example, the entirety of the Acrosilky backstory felt like a separate film by how high quality it was. Like, the manga version was already pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie. But the way that Saru made it in the anime was beautifully cinematic and depressing, man. And it's because of things like the use of silence in some moments, or as Hayao Miyazaki calls it, ma. Like, this is like a cinematic feel. The character acting, how the expressions were drawn, the music, the visuals, everything was just phenomenal. I mentioned character acting, but not just because it is an element exclusive to animation, since it really has to do with movement and that stuff. Because character acting is also possible even in manga videos. But I do agree that it just feels complete as animation. Again, I will record myself breaking down this scene because it is just not enough time for me to do it in one video. I've had a busy week. I'm also very pleased with the soundtrack by Kensuke Ochi. Great soundtrack, and it has exceeded my expectation. That William Tell overture mixed with the can, that was something I was not expecting to hear in that escape scene. But it just makes sense because considering the reference to classical music in Dandadan, and the voice acting is really the most perfect thing in this adaptation. At first, I was very iffy about Okarun's voice, and I really don't know what I was even talking about, to be honest, because it really just fit. And Tuber Granny is funnily uncanny, not gonna lie. Like, I can sometimes hear the Lucy voice, pretty funny. But overall, man, great casting. I do have heard that Saru is really struggling behind the scene, but to be fair, that's just something very common that happens with anime production in Japan. That industry is really sad and harsh, unfortunately. If you want to enlighten yourself about this topic, and you really should if you don't know that much about it, I suggest that you watch this video. He explains it very simple and easy to understand. I think one episode that made me feel a bit uneasy was episode 4. And I'm being more specific on when Evil Eye comes back and fights Momo and Manjiro. I personally dislike the abuse of slow ins and slow outs. Is that the right term for this? Like basically how many slow motions they implemented in the fight, like the constant movement and then going back to slow motion and the movement again and slow motion, and repeats. For me, it really interrupts the flow of the scene, of the fight. And they really dragged that scene when Granny Seiko arrived. Like that scene was taking too long to finish. I do gotta say that Chiquitita singing was freaking adorable. But despite the inconsistencies, I gotta say that the drawings were really damn good. Like in the entire episode, they really did some good drawings. And the fight with Seiko versus Evil Eye was great. When Taro runs after Evil Eye was really cool too. But yeah, those are my gripes with that episode. This thing happens, and that's okay. I want to clarify that by no means am I a professional animator of this sort. I'm just an artist and aspiring animator. I appreciate any art form, but I do have some knowledge and on the topic. Unlike some goofy ass anime fans that be acting like they know about animation, but they really don't. You know what I'm saying? With that said, I'm very excited for the future regardless of the inconsistencies, because I realize that Flying Saru knows which scenes to sacrifice quality and which scenes are highly anticipated by fans and improving them even more. And that's fine. I just want to say, man, that y'all anime onlys, like people that haven't read the manga, you guys need to get ready for season 3. Mark my words, okay? Trust my word. That arc is going to be considered one of the best anime arcs ever. And seeing how Silent Saru has been adapting this anime, woo! Y'all manga readers know what I'm talking about. You guys know, right? That will be everything that I have to say about Dandadan for now. I feel like I just had to upload this video now because it is such a coincidence that the 28th, my birthday, is a Dandadan Thursday. So I just really had to make a video for that. If you're new here, check out my other videos. I have some Monster Hunter Film Unite gameplay videos that I'm doing. Those videos don't have my voice since I started uploading those first in my channel, but they have neat edits and memes that might at least make you giggle. I also recently uploaded an hour-long commentary video on my favorite Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter. You haven't really realized by now, but I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. And also I have some art process playlists, like some shorts about me doing something in digital art that you really might enjoy. Anyways, God bless y'all and take care. See you soon.